Potatoes gon' potate, taters gon' tate, and haters gon' hate.
Today, we're going to the Portland Japanese Garden.
So they have an umami cafe where you can get different kinds of tea sets, all traditionally like how they have in Japan. For example, the matcha with Hanabira mochi, which is like a mochi that they have during this season. So I'm gonna go try one. So they gave us a menu, our water, we're sitting outside, and then this you wash your hands with. Basically you take this little thing and you put it in the water and it expands into a towelette, and then you wipe your hands, wash your hands with it. So you take the little pill thing and you put it in the water and it fizzes up. And then take it out, unroll it. And you wipe your hands with it. What I got is matcha, and alongside the matcha I got Hanabira, which is a mochi dessert that it's usually eaten at the beginning of the year in Japan, and usually with the first tea ceremony of the year. And Hanabira means flower petal, and it's wrapped around bean paste. And you get these little plum candies that you typically eat one before you drink the matcha tea. And then my mom got a Chikkata Cake, which is basically kind of like a fruit cake. Chikai means like strength or power, so Chikkata Cake is supposed to give you like strength and power. And it has like plums, different kinds of nuts, different dried up fruits. Then she has hojicha, which is basically like a Japanese green tea, and she gets to steep and make 2 more cups out of it. So I'll eat one of these little plum flower candies. So like the outside feels like it's hard, but when you bite down it immediately just like disintegrates. The inside is soft. And I'll show you guys how to properly drink tea when you drink it in Japan. I learned in my Japanese culture class. So you hold it with the right hand underneath, and then your other hand supports underneath also, and you sip it from the rim. Yeah. And actually this has really good matcha flavor, so I'm impressed. And then I'll try this also, the Chikkata. It's surprisingly good. I don't necessarily like cakes like this. It has walnuts, pecans, macadamia nut, pistachios, plums, and I don't remember the rest, but it's actually pretty good. This is the cross section of the Hanabira, so you can see how it kind of looks like a flower. And I'm gonna eat a piece. It's good. I haven't had bean paste like that before. It's surprisingly good. You know the hojicha is good when it smells like it's roasted, but it smells like roasted / sesame like. It's really good. So at the entrance they have 2 lions. I'm not sure if this comes from Chinese culture, but I have a feeling it does. That's the female, and this is the male lion. The female lion has a cub underneath her paw, so that's how you know it's the female. It shows that she's maternal and takes care of the babies. And you know that the male lion is the male because he has a ball underneath his paw. That shows the family and how it's so tight-knit and strongly held together. And he's the protector of the family. So usually when you see gardens like this is one kind of garden that you'll see in Japan with rocks. The rocks around here are water, like the ocean. Here where you see it's raked are like waves. And then these grass pieces are like islands. And sometimes when you see rocks like those ones in the back there, those are symbolic of mountains. So it's pretty. This is the front of the house that we were just in that had the paintings, the gallery inside of there. So one reason why the Japanese garden was built here at this location, and especially so high up from everything else, is because traditionally in Japan, gardens are built in places that are up high, especially gardens like this, but also to have so much scenery and trees and mountain in the background, like this, if you can see. And there's Mount Hood, just right there, because traditionally in Japanese culture and in Shintoism, nature is very important. Rocks, trees, mountains, especially water. So with the garden of having the rocks being like waves and water, islands and things like that, together with the mountain in the background and the trees, is very important, especially for Shintoism as well. Well, I had been to the Japanese garden. I think it was springtime, getting close to summertime. So I had seen what it looks like in the spring to summertime, but I haven't seen what it looks like in fall and winter. So that's why I decided to come here. So pagoda-like forms like this with the roofs like this were very big from Buddhism as well. And Buddhism also became very big in Japan back a while ago, when Japanese scholars went to China to learn from their scholars, Buddhist monks. So the koi fish are like barely even moving, if moving at all, because they're dormant right now because it's winter, so they're conserving energy. They have some flowers blooming now. It's the middle of winter. There's more blossoming, blooming flowers. Late January, they're already starting to bloom. So maybe by end of February, they'll be bloomed, which is really cool. This is called the moon gate because of the moon. A full moon and a crescent moon.
So this garden is another perfect example of how it was built so that it'll have the scenery in the background of the mountain and trees and other things like that, because it's really important to Japanese culture and Shintoism. You also see another perfect example of how the water here, the rocks here is the water. These are the waves hitting the shore, waves bouncing off of these islands that are also mountains. So the Japanese garden is really cool to visit. I really enjoyed it a lot, and it was my second time visiting, but I would definitely go and continue visiting over and over again just because it's one of my favorite places to go in Portland. But it's open Monday through Wednesday, and it's 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. except it's closed on Tuesdays. You can enter at 3:30 and stay until 4:30, so you get about an hour. The gift shop is open 9:30 to 3:30. The Umami Cafe, the cafe that we were at, is open 9 to 3:30. The adult ticket is $18.95, but you can pay a student ticket if you have your ID card that shows that you're a student for $15.25. If you guys ever get to go and visit, please do. It's really cool. And stay tuned for my next videos.